What's up guys, Scotty here from the Blue Coconut family and welcome back to another City Skylines tutorial. Today we're going to be continuing our look at some new things within Sunset Harbour, but also kind of our continued look at what happens if in your city, on your starting grid, or even maybe in your whole region you don't have any access to flowing water at all. Maybe it's just really hard to get to, it's on the other side of the map, you haven't got there yet. So with the introduction of Sunset Harbour, you have that option completely. So these are the introduction of the inland water treatment plants. Now there are technically 4 types, but 2 predominant types. So you have just the standard treatment plants, and then you have the advanced treatment plants. So what I'll do is I'm going to split this video into 2 parts because they're broken down from them. You have the normal inland ones, and then you have the eco ones. So today we're going to look at the normal ones. Next video we're going to look at the eco ones. So if you come here to look at the eco ones, skip forward to that video. Maybe you're watching this on the day it came out, so it'll be out next week. But yeah, if you're looking at those ones, go ahead and look at that. My previous video, we looked at the water towers. Very useful indeed. Go check that video out as well. So, as I said, there are 2 types of inland water treatment plants. You've got the standard one, and then you have the advanced one. Now the standard one is released from start, and you can find it under the water and in your water section, and you can find it here. Here they are. So you've got the inland water treatment plant, and then you've got the advanced water treatment plant. So let's have a look at what they do. They are simply a way of processing your sewage and waste without having to don't have to empty out into bodies of water, so you don't have to send pollution into the rivers, into the ocean. So if you are, maybe you're looking at having a large fishing industry and you don't really want pollution getting into the water to harm that industry, then this is a perfect solution for you. So the standard inland water treatment plant, you can get it from the start, so you don't have to level up your city at all. It has a down payment of 2,500. It has a upkeep of 320 a week, so that's quite expensive. But the big problem with these ones is because they aren't releasing that pollution into a water source and sending it away, they are actually releasing it into the ground, which is actually quite a bad thing. If you're worried about ground pollution, then maybe this isn't a solution for you. And especially do not put them anywhere close to water towers or anything like that, because they'll really screw you over. So I'm going to be placing this one slightly upriver, a little bit far away from those water towers. So this one actually has a ground pollution rate of 100, which is very bad. It has a slight noise pollution of 10, so it's not as bad as some other objects, but it still has one to keep in mind. It doesn't require any water, but has a electricity capacity requirement of 240 kilowatts. That's quite high, and actually has a grid square of a 5x7, so it's actually quite a large building. Not as big as like some of your larger industry sort of things, but it's still a fairly large one to think. So the starter one has a drain capacity of 120,000 cubic meters of water a week. It causes a lot of ground pollution, and it doesn't require that body of water to empty into. So let's have a look at it. So we're going to place it down here. So we can see there it's a fairly simple building. It's literally just like a warehouse with some tanks on the side and one of these large kind of settlement tanks, I believe they're called, on the back. So it's quite nice. So we're going to need to connect this up to some form of electric grid. My hydro dam is currently off at the moment, which is quite sad. That's not a thing to worry about too much, so I'm just going to connect it over to my main grid from across there. So we can see that that's fairly simple, and then it's just got the standard node underneath to connect it up to a pipe system. Just connect it up like that, and then it's operational. Just like that. And then this you see is not operating at the moment because we have got quite a decent sewage system. Oh, there we go. So it's actually operating normally. And then this will start to produce some ground pollution. Let's see if it started already. There you go. We can see that it's brown, so that means it does produce it. We haven't got any ground pollution in the ground at the moment, but it will come very quickly. So there you go. That's the basic one. Let's have a look at the advanced. So the advanced is the same sort of thing, except for it's slightly bigger. slightly bigger. It's quite a lot bigger. So this doesn't unlock until big city, so you have to work your way through the game a little bit in order to unlock this. Has a down payment of 15,000, so it's a lot more than your normal one, which is only 2.5. Has a weekly upkeep of 640, so it's actually double the small one, but it has a lower level of ground pollution, so only actually puts 20. Has a unit of 20 ground pollution, so it's a lot less than the starter one, so maybe that's why it's the advanced options. Has a slightly higher noise pollution, so maybe not pull it into your middle of your city, of a 15. Once again, doesn't require any water. Has a much has a double energy requirement of 480 kilowatts. Has a grid square size of 10 by 9. So it's quite a large building, and but all this, it doesn't have a much larger capacity of drain. So whereas the starter one was 120,000 cubic meters a week, this one only has a drain capacity of 160,000 cubic meters a week. So you're not getting a lot more bang for your buck. So you're getting 40,000 cubic meters a week, not much more, but it does release less ground pollution into your soil, and once again, doesn't require that body. So let's have a look at it in comparison to the one next door. Once again, it's got the node right in the middle you connect to, and let's have a look at the style of it. So we have a little bit more kind of, rather than warehouse, we've got a little bit more kind of the factory kind of style building. We've got a slightly, we've got a change of shape to the settlement ponds. This is more of a square with rounded corners and such, rather than the one what you would expect with the round circle. But it does have like sort of these large round circle tanks, but they're not open top. They seem to be having like a cover on top with two little flashing beacons on the top, which is quite nice, quite good to see. And I quite like the style of this. You can get used to seeing these around your city. Maybe if you haven't got the ability to have your rivers and such nearby, these will be very useful. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the standard advanced, water treatment plant, and also the advanced inland water treatment plant. Both are very good things to be added into the game within the Sunset Harbour DLC. If you haven't got it, go ahead, get it now. Really good DLC. I will add a word of warning. Careful, it has been known to corrupt games and cause a lot of old mods to stop working. So please, please, please back up your saves beforehand. I nearly lost my tutorial world, and that's this world here. I had to go back and actually recover it from an old auto save. That's why you may have noticed that some of my more newer builds, especially like my cargo hubs and stuff, are not in this one anymore. It's because I had to recover it. So that's why I haven't done videos for a little while in this, because I'm having to recover this. So please, 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 if you haven't got the game yet, go back and get it, but please make sure you back up your saves and stuff beforehand. I do not want you losing any of your worlds, because it is a devastating thing to happen. I've had it happen once before, and it nearly happened to this. So yeah, that's the inland water treatment plants. I hope it's been useful. Remember to hit that like and subscribe if it's been useful for you. Big thumbs up for water treatment plants. Let me know in your city, what do you have? Do you know if you've got any water treatment plants near your near your residence? Do you have these, or do you have outlet pipes going into rivers and stuff? I'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comment section below. What do you have? Big thumbs up for water treatment plants, and we all love a big poop joke because it's all sewage. So big thumbs up for that. And yeah, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.